Alright, this is example number 1 from the impulse and momentum notes. With this, you should notice that we have a force and time graph. With this force and time graph, you have the areas equaling the impulse. So just like in the lab, we have force as a function of time, and the units for the areas would be Newton seconds. So a couple things here is looking at our givens. Our givens, we have a mass of 4 kilograms here and an initial velocity of 2. So let's write these down. Okay, so what is it, a car or whatever, the object is initially moving at 2 meters a second. And the concept here is that we start with the impulse momentum theorem. That impulse equals change in momentum. We know the impulse is area, just like from lab, so the area equals change in momentum. So the impulse equals mass, the change in momentum is mass times final velocity minus initial velocity. Divide by mass on each side. We're solving for final velocity here. Add initial velocity and that'll give us final velocity. So this is the equation now we will be using to solve this problem. So let's go ahead and find the area of each of these sections here. So I'll pause the video and I'll go ahead and find the areas. Alright, go ahead and check your areas with mine, so make sure they all match up there. So calculate the velocity, or calculate the final velocity at 3 seconds, is what we're finding here. Okay, if our initial velocity is 2. So we go ahead and use this equation here, that the impulse over mass plus the initial velocity is equal to the final velocity. So let's find the impulse for the first 3 seconds. So it ends up being 4 plus 10 plus 6 over a mass of 4 plus initial velocity of 2. 20 over 4 plus 2. 20 over 4 is 5 plus 2 is 7. Okay, let's do the same thing again, but for the first 6 seconds. So the final velocity is impulse over mass plus the initial velocity. Initial velocity for the first 6 seconds, we said this is 20. So that's 20 plus 16. 20 plus 16 will give me, I believe, 36. Over a mass of 4 plus initial velocity of 2. $36 over 2. Oops, I'm sorry. 36 over 4 plus 2. 11. So go ahead and do the same thing for the bottom one from 0 through 9. Just add up all these areas. That will be the impulse. You should end up with an answer of 3 meters per second. So that's how you do this problem. Go ahead and do, I believe it's number 1 in the worksheet as well. It's very similar to this. All right.